Hello, y'all. I finished this book last week, More Myself. Hold on. I didn't tell y'all who I am. For those of you who don't know, I'm Jacqueline Twillie. This video is for women leaders who work in male-dominated industries. And this year, I'm on a quest to read 220 books this year. Well, due to the global slowdown, I've had some time to all of the dinners and things that I would have gone to, I no longer have. I have been reading. So last week, I got this book. I actually pre-ordered it, and when I pre-ordered it, I had it shipped to my office, so I got it maybe a week or so after the book came in, and it was so good. I had to get straight through it, and when I was halfway through, someone said that the audiobook was amazing because she has songs in it, dialogue from people who she mentions in the book. So I switched to the audiobook halfway through. Let me tell you, the book is good, the audiobook is good. However you consume books, you want to check out More Myself. So I just want to give y'all like a 3-minute rundown of my favorite parts about the book. But I want to share with you how she has the book written. So there are 3 sections. There's part 1, dreaming, part 2, creating, part 3, the awakening. And so this book, More Myself by Alicia Keys, it's a great book. It talks about her journey in the music industry, but also her journey from young woman to adulthood. And she really starts off when she's about 14 and talks about how, you know, her mom was a hard worker, how she comes from a family of artists and musicians. Her grandmother was a singer, her mother was an artist. So she explores her family history on her mother and father's side. What I found really interesting was that once she saw her talent and her mother recognized her talent, they doubled down, they invested in that talent. And that's how we know her as the smart, amazing businesswoman that she is today. Sometimes when we think about music artists, I think we just think they're artists. But what Alicia Keys shows in her book, More Myself, is that she is a savvy businesswoman, and she's had to make a lot of hard decisions through the course of her career, whether it was switching managers, adding people to her writing team. And I really appreciate how she shared her process for making decisions in the book. One of the big parts of the book, which was in part 2, that I thought was really interesting, was she talked about how she learned how to say no and how she learned how to put her foot down and how that helped her become a stronger artist and a businesswoman. And sometimes we think we just want people to like us, so we'll just keep saying, oh, I'll do it. But she shares in the book specific examples of how she would say, no, I'm not doing that. No, I need a break. I have to recharge. I have to get myself together. And that really allowed her to grow and thrive and be creative. Another part in the book that I found fascinating, so let me pause. What I loved about the audiobook, when I switched from the physical book to the audiobook, she tells stories inside of the book about different people that she's worked with. But in the audiobook, they actually read what they have written about it. So you hear that person's experience, and then you hear Alicia's experience, which I really haven't heard much in many books when people are telling stories of others and maybe like a memoir style. So that was really cool. But in the third part of her book, one of the biggest things that I took away is how she, I gotta find the page, y'all. Here it is. She talked about how she uses her voice and her platform to be a social justice change agent, and how people told her to stay in her lane. You were just a musician. We've heard that before with people telling athletes, stay in your lane, just play ball. So she talks about how people told her, don't start your foundation, don't have this charity, and how she ignored them and she found the right people to run her organization, which brought me to one of the overall themes that I loved about this book was how Alicia Keys, shared how different chapters of her life she had to really fight to find the right people. And when I say fight, I just mean she had to be very diligent and very particular about bringing the right people in her life to help her execute her vision, to help get her to the next level as a music artist. So the book overall, very phenomenal. There are so many lessons that she shared in the book. So I just wanted to give y'all my short recap. Yeah, I know I went over 3 minutes, but so many good things in here. And at the end of the day, she just talks about becoming herself, the businesswoman, the wife, the mother, the artist. And I cannot wait for her next book because I would love to hear more about her work as a social justice change agent and how she inspires others. And side note, as we wrap up, I listened to the interview that Oprah and Alicia Keys did, and I had no idea that Oprah and Alicia Keys were like this, y'all. So the way Maya Angelou and Oprah were is how Oprah and Alicia Keys is. Isn't that amazing? I had no idea. So go ahead, pick up More Myself. I will put the link to the book in the description below, in the comments below. Check it out. Let me know what you think. The next book that I'm reading, I just recommended this book to my friend Marisol, and I'm sending her a copy of it. So the next book that I'm digging into is Power Mentoring. It is a thick book. It's going to take me about probably like a week and a half to read this, but it's all about mentoring. And at this stage of my life, starting 2020, I got connected with some really amazing young women that I'm mentoring, but also I'm reading this book so I know how to be a better mentee to the people who mentor me. So I will give y'all another book update on this. Someone asked if I will catalog the 220 books that I'm reading this year. I will do my best. I will find some type of creative way to put them on a spreadsheet or create a digital dashboard so I can share it with y'all. So let me know what you're reading. And good news, my book, Don't Leave Money on the Table. I am recording the audiobook during this quarantine shutdown, slow down, whatever we call it. So I can't wait to share with you the audiobook for Don't Leave Money on the Table. And after that, I will be working on the audiobook for my first best-selling book, Navigating the Career Jungle. So by the end of 2020, y'all gonna have 2 audiobooks from me. All right, y'all. Until next time, continue to emulate excellence, eliminate excuses, and share this video with a woman that you know.